You need to take full accountability if you want to build a great business. I've been hearing this a lot by many different influencers, and recently I started actually understanding what that means. The battle is always against ourselves. It's against finding excuses, against procrastination, and against choosing the easy way. I've come to realize that all of us are constantly trying to find excuses so that we can explain why we are not achieving our success. So we can explain why we are failing and why that really amazing goal that we have is just not achievable. One of the main excuses that I had when I was younger was that I was just too young, that no one can really achieve what I wanted to achieve back then at my age. That was the main problem, that I didn't have enough experience, and that's why nothing is happening. And I'm talking about when I was 19 or 20 years old. And again, I did achieve some things at that age. I wasn't just going to university and just partying hard and just doing nothing. No, I was actually going to work, and I did get promotions back then. I did get to a team lead position, which for my age was something amazing, especially in my circle. But then I started checking out the internet, and I started checking out that there are other people who at my age have been achieving a lot more. And that really opened up my perspective. I started seeing that at my age, 20, 21, etc., there were people who already had successful businesses, people who had successful marketing agencies, if we have to talk about that, people who were already making millions at my age, at 20, 21, etc. So instead of just looking at our circle and just finding excuses why we can't do it, for example, we just see that everyone around us who is achieving something is 30 years old, and we just say to ourselves, well, if you're not 30 years old, we just don't have the experience, we can't really achieve anything. No, actually, there are people who did it, and we should use that as motivation and inspiration that we can also do it. Those people that we see on the internet, they're not some kind of a extraordinary human being. They are mortal human beings just like we are. So if they did it, we can also do it. And another excuse that I have been stumbling upon was the starting point of my life. The starting point of being in Bulgaria, which is a very small country that pretty much no one knows about. I mean, when I ask anyone from the UK if they know about Bulgaria, it's like I'm asking them about quantum physics. They just look me very dead in the eye. It's the same also in the USA and also in many other countries. So the starting point is also an excuse that I could use, that I'm just starting from a very small country that no one knows about, and that's why it's not going to work out. But you can actually flip that around, and you can use your starting point as motivation as to why you need to work even harder. And then you can also think about the other perspective. And the other perspective is that there are people who start from an even worse of a starting point than we are. I mean, yeah, Bulgaria is not very high up in the rankings in Europe and all the other countries, but of course there are countries which are doing a lot less and which are performing in a worse way than Bulgaria. There are many different excuses, just like the starting point, just like the age. Maybe some people use their gender as an excuse. Maybe some people use the skin color that they have as an excuse. And I know that these are factors that can affect you. I know that out there in the world, this is something that is happening constantly. And unfortunately, I don't think that this will ever be fixed. Even if we have all those different programs that are trying to fix that, I don't really think that eventually this will be fixed, just because of our minds as humans. We're not always the best kind of people, and unfortunately there are people in power who don't have always the best mindset, which is okay. We shouldn't use that as an excuse for us to not achieve our goals. Yeah, it will be harder, of course. Maybe you're in a situation where you're the only woman between all those other different men, and you know that your chances of success are very slim. But does that mean that you should give up on your goal and not achieve it? No, it just means that you're starting from a different point compared to the other people who are next to you, and you just need to work harder. There are many people who started from a low point and did get to the upper echelons of society. Or there are many people who are really different than the people who are next to them and they still made it work. Let's talk about another excuse. I really am very proud of myself that I didn't fall into the trap of this excuse. And it's about the fact that I started doing YouTube videos last year around September, so it has been almost a year now. But I really had some doubts going on in my head, like, is this really the best time for me to start making YouTube videos? Can I really put myself in front of a camera? Can I really provide any value to people? And also, is this the perfect moment right now? I mean, I had just put on my braces. I don't know if you have seen this in previous videos, but I just now had to put those braces. And is this really the perfect moment? Can't I just wait one more year, get more experience, get more value, get better at being in front of a camera and then do it? But after thinking about it for 1 or 2 days, I just realized that these are all just excuses that are stopping me from getting out of my comfort zone and doing something that I know will have benefits for me in the long term. And I knew that the sooner I started, the better. Then we have to also think about the other perspective, and that is that if you want to achieve something extremely great, we need to put in a lot of work. None of those excuses will help us in achieving our goals, and they will just be stopping us from really putting in the work. If we don't really put in the work, and if we don't really level up in any kind of way, no one will come and do it for us. We just need to be changing our mindset in a way that allows for us to work hard and not think about any other external factors. And on top of that, what you can also try and do, which I don't always advise, but it has been working out for me, is to eliminate any kind of safety nets that you have. In the last 2 months, I had to make the agency work. It's not that I needed to, it's not I want to make the agency work. No, I had to make the agency work. It's a totally different mindset that unlocked different levels of work ethic that I haven't really had before. I'm fully focused, and I know that if I fall off the horse, as some people say, I know that I won't be achieving my goals, and this is something that I can't afford. I literally can't afford it. So that's also something that you can try if you're finding yourself going for different excuses. When your back is against the wall, you won't really have the time to be thinking about excuses. You will only be thinking about how to move forward and how to start achieving even more of your goals. In the end, you have to realize that you are the reason why you will fail, and you are the reason why you will succeed. Whether you're building an agency from zero or you're building any kind of business out there, it's always up to you, and you need to take full accountability for it. And remember, never settle for average.